When you're born in the Underdark, the first thing you learn is silence. Not because silence protects you, but because silence belongs to Lolth. Every pause, every breath you hold, every secret you bury, it's all part of her web. But Fala is not a quiet girl. To recap, this is Fala, Lolthsworn by birth, Druid by choice. She was meant to be a blade in the hands of her matron mother, a spider spinning only for her queen. Instead, she ran to the roots, to the moss, to the wilds. Now the surface is hers to claim. She's true neutral, which is a polite way of saying she does whatever the hell she wants. She's not here to save anyone, or to serve anyone, except maybe herself. Or maybe one tall, scary paladin?
Our journey began as all great journeys do, with waking up after a massive head injury, stranded on a beach and infested with an alien parasite. Here we found Shadowheart, looking vaguely holy but mostly concussed. She seemed important, so naturally we looted her and helped her up. Just kidding. I only thought of looting her after the fact.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible? True. Seems like we're the lucky ones, judging by all the corpses strewn about. I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing. No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
Then we met Astarion, charming, fanged, and absolutely up to no good.
Hello? Over here!
What's up for discussion?
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others? I was hoping for a kind soul. Well, not to worry. I saw you on the ship, strutting about whilst I was trapped in that pod. What did you and those tentacled freaks do to me? You arrogant little...
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on? The worm. Of course. That explains things, somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies. A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. The strong and silent type. All right. Please tell me you at least know something about these worms. Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. Well, yes, of course. But first things first. You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
And Gale, who burst forth from a rock-faced sigil like a discount Gandalf with something to prove.
A hand? Anyone? Ow! Perhaps I should have clarified? A helping hand? Anyone? That's it! Go on! Keep pulling! Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this. Apologies. I didn't exactly memorize my cephalopodian banishment spells last night. Wasn't the best prepared for an attack by squid. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well. I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall? I quite agree. But I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. Were you not? No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Next, we stumbled upon Lizelle. Proud, fierce, and trapped by a group of extremely suspicious tieflings. Now, I'm all for vetting your visitors, but what is all this racial profiling?
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them. Holy hells. Under elf.
Lay tight, Nymessa.
Demaze.
Come, Nymessa. Now.
Enough gawking. Get me down. Never.
Still, we freed her because true neutral means sometimes doing the right thing, but mostly doing whatever suits you in the moment. And Lae'zel, like I said, looks fierce.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter.
Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a goth tadpole, we must report to Augustil for purification.
The party's full. You'll need to make room.
Keeping your greatest weapon in reserve, eh? An excellent strategy.
Ready for battle. You have made an ally from Kresh Kalir. Few know such fortune. Call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her. Not until I've gotten the measure of her.
You've a sharp tongue, elf. Would that your mind proved its equal.
Half elf. I suppose the finer details are lost on a creature like you.
Come. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A creche must be near. We will ask this Zoru where he has seen my kin.
The real fun began when we arrived at the Druid's Grove, just in time for a full-blown goblin invasion.
Open the bloody gate! Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders! That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the Druid?
Please! There's no time!
By the 9 hells! Open the gate! Damnable roach! Provoke the blade and suffer its sting.
Scout! Get to the high ground! Raiders! Charge the bastards! For the absolute!
We fought, we bled, and in the end, we took the pragmatic route, wiping out the goblins and securing our place amongst the tieflings. Well, as much as they allowed us in. Let's just say that the welcoming committee was frosty at best.
There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the Druid too? Unbelievable!
Pull your claws in, under-elf.
Show some respect. This woman saved your pathetic life.
Well, I didn't ask for any goddamn help.
Please, you were begging me to open the gate. Anything to save yourself, you coward!
The human's eye twitches. He's about to blow.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
More goblins could be on their way.
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. I wouldn't have looked to a drow for help, but I'm grateful all the same. I'm Zevlor. I meant no insult. It's simply that yours are a people at war with themselves. I've never known them to care for outsiders. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The Druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. Lucky you. There have been several attacks by different monsters. The Druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. Goblin got you. The Druid Halsin's a renowned healer, but he didn't make it back from Aradin's expedition. If it's not too serious, you could try his apprentice Nettie. She's with the other druids in the Inner Grove. They've withdrawn there to prepare this damn ritual of theirs. We're refugees from Elturel. We took shelter here after gnolls attacked us on the road. We were bound for Baldur's Gate, and it was too late to turn back. Elturel had no place for tieflings after the descent.
The descent. An infernal conspiracy that had seen the entire city of Elturel briefly dragged to the hells.
And if it's of any concern, you're brave to walk around without hiding your heritage. I'll make sure everyone knows that you helped us at the gate.
The grove's keeper, Halsin, was missing. So we were directed to Nettie, a supposed healer. And wow, what a letdown that was.
Now what? Drow. Last time I saw one of you folk, he tried to slit me open. I hope you're more agreeable. That's neither here nor there. Look, you obviously want something. What is it? You found her, but I still don't know what she can do for you. Come here. Let's have a look at you. You seem healthy enough. A bit tired round the eyes, maybe. A tadpole. A mind flayer tadpole. I'll do what I can. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. Don't worry about him on the table. I'm not in the habit of killing Drow. He attacked Master Halsin and I in the woods, leading a pack of goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after. Seems so. Gave Master Halsin a right start.
It's why he joined the adventurers on their expedition. To find out what was happening.
A pity you got me instead of him. He understands these things. Studied them. Still, we have options.
You don't have to be here for this. No, I'll stay. I'd rather know exactly what you're up to.
All right. Let's see what we can do. It might. But first things first. Tell me about your symptoms. Have you noticed anything strange happening?
Looking closer, you recognize the branch. And it's no druidic cure. She's holding Kalimvor's kiss, a briar from the Dale lands, and a deadly poison.
Instead of curing our very real and pressing tadpole issue, she handed us a death sentence. Thanks for nothing, Nettie. Then there was Arabella, tiny, scrappy, and apparently an inspiring rogue in training. She stole the druid's sacred idol, and Kaga, the acting first druid, was very ready to make an example out of her. We stepped in, not because we're heroes, but because letting a kid get mauled by snakes just felt excessive, even for us. And then off to the Goblin Camp it was. You'd think we'd have to fight our way in, but nope. Turns out being a drow comes with some interesting perks. Fala barely had to say a word before they assumed she was one of them. It's nice to be recognized, even if it's for the wrong reasons.
Wait, a drow? In the sun? Stand down! This one's got a touch of the absolute about her.
Apologies, your lordship. Hard making you out from a distance.
Please, your greatness. Was an honest mistake is all. You'll get no more trouble from us. Promise.
Now, Fala didn't have to get involved with the goblins, but, well, power vacuums are opportunities, and opportunities are irresistible. Also, one of the goblin leaders was hot, so obviously I had to talk to her. But there is something about her, right? That resting murder face, the way she orders everyone around like she was born to do it. And maybe Fala isn't ready to denounce Lolth, but she's definitely interested in making Minthara swear allegiance to her instead. One of the perks of being a drow? You don't have to fight your way in. The goblins see Fala and don't question her presence. They assume she belongs, that she's on their side. It's an unspoken rule of the Underdark. Power recognizes power. Other adventurers? They'd have to grovel, sneak, or fight their way past the guards. Fala and her party walk in like they own the place. Ah, the rare privilege of being automatically assumed evil. Honestly, kind of a time saver.
The chamber melts away to reveal a dark, endless nowhere. In it you see a vision. The drow listens as a pale-eyed young woman whispers in her ear. One of those the voice spoke of. One of the chosen. The vision fades away.
A true soul? Praise be, sister. Are you here to join my hunt? Worshippers of a false god. Their existence is an insult to the Absolute's claim on this region. There is a weapon the Absolute seeks. I'm sure those wretches have it hidden away there. We will find it amongst the dead and the ashes.
Her excitement is palpable. She lingers on thoughts of victory, of unbelievers' blood spilled, and of the weapon. She will seize it, in the Absolute's name. You feel Shadowheart's anxiety. The weapon the Absolute seeks, it's the artifact that she carries. The same one that protected you as you entered the Goblin Camp. Her mind focuses. The cultists cannot discover that the weapon they seek is within their grasp.
The thief, whimpering in our dungeon, tried to flee to their sanctuary. We will continue to remove parts of him until he tells us exactly where it is. He's been resilient, but he'll talk.
She is seeking the grove you visited. Already you feel her mind closing around yours.
Speak, true soul. The hunt must begin soon. Excellent. Be sure not to kill him before he talks. They are flocking to the Absolute. In sufficient numbers, they are an effective force. Expendable and willing. So close. Their fate is sealed, and you will be instrumental in the slaughter. Go to their refuge and make your way inside. As a friend. They're half-devil refugees. Nobody wants them. A drowning creature will cling to a blade if nothing else is offered. Be that blade. I will gather a raiding party and move into position. You will open the gates from the inside when the time is right to strike. We will cleanse the place of infidels and burn it to the ground in the Absolute's name. And then we will be the first among her favorites.
The masterful painting she depicts of the massacre awakens you hungrily.
Control yourself. You are as uncouth as the goblins. The slaughter at the grove will not begin until you have prepared the way. You must make your way inside. Once I am in position, on your signal, we break them. And when they are dead, the Absolute will reward your faith. As will I.
Karlach, of course, hates all of this.
Whoa, soldier. What did you just do?
She may be hot, but her moral compass is hardly fried. She wants us to save the Tieflings, and definitely doesn't want to play nice with the cultists.
Listen to me. I'm trusting you. But if you disappoint me, it'll be the last thing you do.
Lae'zel is unimpressed, as usual. Goblins are beneath her, and she'd rather be anywhere else. And Shadowheart? Well, let's just say she's keeping an eye on things. The goblins of the Absolute aren't just another band of raiders. They're fanatics, twisted by the will of a force greater than themselves, eager to prove their devotion. Fala, she's not interested in the sermon, but she is interested in burning the church down. Druids of the Circle of the Land would tell you nature is harmony. But for a drow raised in the Underdark, nature is survival. Claws, fangs, poison. The land takes what it must, and so does she. Now here we're faced with a choice, and diplomacy is an option, but so is bloodshed. Fala, being a creature of instinct, chose both. She killed Gut and Ragzlin, but Minthara got special treatment. What? I'm not going to kill my future wife. Rescuing Halsin wasn't exactly a part of the plan, but when you're a druid, you help your own. Plus, having a bear on call is never a bad thing. Also, I'm not blind. After all that, you'd think Fala would relax. But no. The camp at night is less of a resting spot and more of a speed dating event with weapons. BG3 Camp is basically a fantasy reality show where everyone is single, traumatized, and super into you. First, there's Shadowheart, the undisputed queen of smoldering glances and half-sipped wine. Dark hair, darker secrets. You know the type.
Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for? Your words, not mine. But not what I mean. I mean, desperate people. Like those refugees. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd. That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. Share a bottle with me? We should wait a little while, until the others have drifted off. Best not keep me waiting. I'd prefer not to entertain myself.
Ah, classic sapphic tension. Are we bonding? Are we about to kiss? Are we confessing war crimes? Who can say? But just when Fala thinks she's settled in, Lae'zel arrives, with all the subtlety of a battering ram.
Githyanki tear a screaming Neogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades, yet they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness. A pity for us you have promised your night to the half-elf. I've no doubt she will satisfy your tastes for endless conversation. You know the fortune of my company. Another fortune yet stands before you. A warrior's flesh, rarely tasted. Think if you must. The chance will pass come light of day.
Lae'zel doesn't flirt. She evaluates. And once you pass inspection, she doesn't ask. She informs you that you will be spending the night together. Romance is dead. Long live aggressive Gith foreplay. I mean, how do you say no to that? Especially if you have authority issues, and Fala has so many. And then, because the night wouldn't be complete without someone offering you emotionally dangerous decisions, there's Astarion. Astarion is a walking red flag wrapped in velvet. He's charming, razor sharp, and so suspiciously interested in your neck, it's almost cute. Almost. He basically invites you to bed with the same energy as someone offering you a very expensive cocktail, and forgetting to mention the poison.
You know, we could always make our own entertainment, darling. Get a little closer, so to speak. What? Please? Will you now? Don't take too long. You're not the only tasty morsel here.
The buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. Your hand was sought by several, but there is only one night ahead. Whose company will you seek? At least for tonight.
Oh, decisions, decisions. So there's Shadowheart with her secrets and probably tragic backstory. Lae'zel with the I could kill you, but let's do this instead energy. And Astarion, who might drain you dry in your sleep, but at least you die flattered. The real romance is making every single bad decision available. But here's the thing. Every stolen kiss, every night of distraction, it's all just waiting. Because Minthara is endgame, at least in this playthrough. Now, Fala may have opted to save the Tieflings, but freedom is an illusion. The Tieflings think they're free now, saved, victorious, grateful. But survival isn't the same as freedom. You don't escape the web, you just move further from the center. And Fala may not know how to really save people, just how to use them. But maybe freedom is something you can't teach yourself. Maybe survival isn't enough. She can still feel the web, still hear the whisper of silk against stone. Lolth does not forget her children, nor does she let them go easily. There is no such thing as a clean break. No battle without consequence. No choice without weight. The Goblin Camp is in ruins. The Tieflings are free. The path ahead should feel open. But Fala knows better. This isn't over. There's always one more move to make. And yet, her mind lingers on battles fought, on choices made, on the ones still waiting for her in the dark. The pieces are in play. Now it's time to see who makes the next move.